command the outdoors. Yeah, we
Another one on the B&B Silver Shade.
So grab your guns and shells, boys. Put on your camouflage. 'Cause we command the outdoors round here. We command the outdoors.
Team Bigfoot in the house.
James Jones crappie fish.
First one, 2023, smackdown.
Getting outdoors, Big Daddy Lord, talking about everything he knows, from the riverbanks to the hollers. Country boys, way of life out in the woods and on the water. Yeah, we're getting outdoors, Big Daddy Lawler. Big Daddy Lawler.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Getting Outdoors Podcast 235 Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report for the weekend of September the 15th through the 17th, 2023. Don't know where the time goes. It's the middle of September already. Just got through doing a podcast with the founder of the Alabama Scenic River Trail, Mr. Fred Couch. Was mighty proud to have him in the Getting Outdoors studio. This week he was down here getting ready for that Alabama Great 650 paddle race coming up the end of September, where 20 world-class canoers are going to go 650 miles in 4 days down the Alabama Coosa River, and it is a great event, and I'm looking forward to it. We'll keep up with it here on the Getting Outdoors Facebook page and podcast. Crappie cast tomorrow night. I got my outdoor reporter, Mr. Kevin Sims, Joe Allen Dunn, and Shane Jones. Crappie cast tomorrow night, and you all just got through recording your new podcast, right, Shane?
Yes, sir. For the in-depth series, we got messed up. We're gonna start recording these things on Tuesday and releasing them on Wednesday evening. You know, after this show, actually. But we got messed up yesterday and had some stuff come up. But we're gonna go into some details. We're trying not to make them too long. They're 30, 35 minutes. Yeah. We're talking about using Onyx, Navionics, Google Earth. We talk about all those ways that we try to find crappie, like we say, as you're sitting on the couch, and it works a lot. It's a convenient way to find them.
I started to call you Saturday or Sunday when I was out there by myself, because my map on my Humminbird Helix, my GPS map, when I'm in shallow water, it's red, and you can't see your tracking. My tracking line is red. Is there any way you can change the color of your tracking line?
I think you can, Big Dad. I'll do some research. I think you can change it to black. I think your trail, I think you can. I think what it is, Big Daddy, is where those people didn't map those creeks. Yeah. So it shows up red, but I think you can change your color trail. I think you can.
Well, I need to find that out. So put that in your show.
Yeah, we need. As a matter of fact, I'll write it down, because I'll tell you what, you bring it up tomorrow night on the show, and we'll try to answer it for you.
Okay.
I'll do some research. I'll try to do that.
Good idea.
Yeah, I'll write it down, because somebody's ran into that before. So
we got a lot to go over today before we get to the biggest story this week. Kevin, Joe Allen, Shane, we all have our ideas on it. None of us are experts. We don't know. We really don't know anything other than the experience we've had on that river with the spraying, the cold spraying that they do. I put a post up. I got a video of the helicopter spraying yesterday. I put it up. It got looked at a lot. Got a lot of traffic, a lot of hits, and had a lot of different takes on it. One of the takes was that we shouldn't fuss at the contractors because they got a map and they just spraying what they tell them to spray. But I still think the person that draws the map needs to be in that helicopter on that fan boat, because I'm not saying those people are not ethical and professional, but I think even ethical and professional people that get contract work need oversight. That's what I'm saying. And I've been saying that for a long time.
There's no room over for helicopter spraying on Miller's Ferry. It's not big enough. It's more detrimental with a helicopter than it is beneficial.
Right. You go to Gunnersville or something where there's just mat for acres and acres, not some little slough that's 20 yards wide and they want to spray a little grass.
Yeah.
Well,
on the point.
I'll go all
miles of sawgrass that's going right down the bank, spraying the sawgrass.
Yeah, somebody needs to get them. I mean, that's holding soil. That by spraying that grass, it caused more bank erosion than anything else.
Well, the thing that sticks in my mind, and I got pictures of it somewhere if I could find it, because it on that slough on the right going down to the G's Bend Ferry about 4 or 5 years ago, they maypalmed that slough. I'm talking about the willow trees, cypress trees. It looked like, I mean, they killed everything. And that's when I really, really said, it was just no sense in that. I couldn't get any answers on why. And I even had one ranger tell me that they wasn't supposed to do that. So there you go. It's just, I think we have we have a lack of communication, a lack of transparency, and a lack of oversight. Now, that's me. That's the way I see it. Somebody else might see it different. I'm just telling you. But I'm the one that's got the format, can put it up there. And until somebody proves me wrong or explains to me or tells me I'm wrong, that's the way I'm going to think. I wish somebody would tell me I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong.
I tell you what you need to do, Big Daddy, and everybody's going to be upset with it. But follow the money trail, and we'll know what's going on.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's not. I just believe it's not regulated. I don't think there's no. They may draw a map, but then people are just. They may be flying a helicopter over and looking. But see, they do it all wrong. You remember years ago, Big Daddy, when we were younger, the game warden showed up at the launch and he took a survey of what you caught. Hey, I'm not checking your fish. How many bass you catch? How many? Yeah. They need to do that at the launch. Hey, Kevin, did you see any weeds that don't belong down here? And Kevin go, yeah, man, right down here in this point, there's about, a 200-yard stretch.
That's exactly right. That's what
it takes no time to do that. That's what ticks me off.
Communication. It's no communication between the Corps of Engineers and the recreational fishermen whatsoever that I'm aware of. Is it, Kevin?
If you go anywhere else, like on the Tennessee chain,
you're right. That's exactly right.
And you go to a lake, that the spraying is like for navigation, safety. The spraying is never so that you don't get choked down at the powerhouse of the dam. That's not the fact. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
We don't have any navigation issues. There's no sloughs blocked. There's no boat ramps blocked. There's a few houses that look, but it's a temporary thing. It's that Mother Nature, and we're so at the end of the year that the high water's coming. We got winter coming, and Mother Nature's going to do her thing. And last year, Mother Nature did it. Now, one of the guys I think it was Lance, that he deals with the government. The government moves slow. This contract these people got, they may have bid on it 2 years ago when we did have a little more problem with grass. But it took 2 years to turn them loose. You know what I mean? I don't know that. Like I said, we're definitely not the experts that we have with the state of Alabama. I know. And
I'll say this again, then we'll leave it alone. We are the stakeholders, and the people that own property and live on that river are the stakeholders. And the federal government, the state government, and the city and county government, all those people are public servants, and they work for us. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
Well, it's paid for with tax money, so just like where we go.
All right, did y'all see this right here now? Rex Jones up there in Selma sent me this right here. and I just cannot. I know they like this all up and down the river, but that is an amazing the gar that are in this Alabama River. Is that natural, Shane? Is that natural, or are we overstocked?
No, it's been that way my whole life, Big Daddy. You know, just when side scan first come out on Humminbird, I used to go in some creeks down to Mappas, man, and this is 12 years ago, probably 10, 12 years ago, and just all you seen was white marks, arches, and it was them dad burn. To me, they're like coyotes. What eats a gar besides another gar? I mean,
yeah.
Well, you know, in defense of the picture, the spotted gar like that, you know, they're gonna come to that light.
Amen. That's right.
And that's concentrated more, especially down in the water like that. But now, you know, during the spawn, that's when you see them when they're mate the same time the bass are, and you go
Right.
up, and you'll see the water foamed up, thinking, oh yeah, it's finna be on right here. It's them shad spawn, but hell, it really ain't. It's a daggone gar spawn. You know?
They are. Hey, I tell you, you know, bow fishing, you know, right now bow fishing would be great because the water's clear. Now would be the time to go. I mean, right now there hadn't been any rain in a while. Somebody that likes a bow fish could go down there and smoke those things right now.
Well,
Hey, Kevin, somebody said they wanted to get you on the dock there with a 12-foot cast net, get you to throw out there on them gar.
I'll throw they net out there if they want to.
It'll look like Swiss cheese on it when it gets back.
I caught one in Louisiana about 5 foot long trying to catch some shrimp one time, and he blowed a hole like a basketball.
all we need to do is find a real good gar recipe and get it out to everybody. They'll go to catching them then and eating them.
I seen somebody post something about some gar that their kids were just tearing it up. I know they're harder to clean, but I guess we're gonna have to clean one and find out, I guess.
Yep, we got to do it.
The one I ate, they scraped that joker off the bone just as like that as tenderloin, and then mixed it with cornmeal like a hush puppy and stuff, and packed it together and deep fried it. It's pretty sporty.
Yeah, heck, we might.
Kind of like crab. It was done. They called it gar balls.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's what hey y'all, I guess everybody knows by now that the Roland Cooper State Park is back in the hands of the Alabama State Park Division. They took over this week. They are not taking reservations right now. If you had a reservation, they are going to honor it, I think, till the 1st of October, but they're doing some kind of work down there. They have not contacted me. I need to ride down there and see what's going on, but it is back in the hands of the state, and I certainly hope that's a good thing. We had a bad experience last time, but maybe they realize the asset that it is to the Alabama State Park Division, and they are going to run it and do good. I really hope they do. And,
Have they got somebody already booking dates for tournaments or anything like that?
Not yet. Everything's shut down until the 1st of October. They're not taking any reservations, and I assume that's tournament reservations also.
Okay.
Yes, Travis, it's still open. You can still use the boat landing and the T-pier. It's still open. They're just not taking any reservations or anything until October. They because the reservation numbers changing, the website's changing, everything's changing, so they just shut all that down till they get all that back working and readjusted. And come October the 1st, I'm sure they'll put a press release out and tell everybody how to reserve tournaments and events and campsites, cabins, and stuff like that.
Under the Fisheries Division, Big Daddy?
Huh?
Are the state parks under the Fisheries Division, Outdoor Division?
Yeah, the Alabama Conservation, the Alabama Conservation, what is it? The Alabama Natural Resources, Department of Conservation and Natural Resources they have the Alabama State Parks, Wildlife and Freshwater Fisheries, State Lands Division, which is Forever Wild, and the Marine Division down there on the Gulf. There's 4 divisions of the Conservation Department, and the Roland Cooper State Park falls under the Alabama State Park Division under the directorship of Mr. Greg Line.
Well, they're in good hands, I believe.
Okay. Well, I hope you're right. All right. me and Joe Allen and Donna sat on his front porch and watched them hummingbirds put on an aerobatic show the other day. And you see where it is, flamingos in Hale County. They spotted flamingos. I guess that hurricane blew them up here. But right now is a good time to be watching some hummingbirds and some birds. I tell you, it is an awesome, awesome time. All those hummingbirds are migrating south, and they are getting some energy from that sugar water to get back down to South America. Hale Smith tuned in. How you doing, old friend? But them hummingbirds are fun to watch, ain't they, Joel?
They are, and me and Donna got out there, like I said, it's not just hummingbirds, it's all kind of birds out there to watch. And even Cameron has done got into it, done ordered him a birding book.
Good.
Get into birding too.
Good. Well, I tell you what, right down from your house, Robert Jones caught that mud snake. You don't see many of those right there. They are harmless snakes. They live in the swamp. They primarily eat salamanders as their primary food, but they are a pretty snake, unmistakable if you ever see one with that red belly like that. But that is a mud snake. You don't see them often, but we had one from Monroe County not long ago. And did y'all hear about the 283 pound? You talk about one tearing up your net, Kevin. What if a 283 pound alligator gar was in that net? 283 pounds. They caught him on 6 pound test line. 6 pound test line.
Yeah, 2 hours and 45 minutes he fought that gar. I seen that article. Good Lord. They let it go too. They let it go. So
I do want to shout out to my old buddy, the G-Man on Dixie Country 100.1 and 98.5. Dixie Country was named the best radio station, and G-Man was named the best radio personality of Selma, Alabama. And we do a little show every Monday morning and Friday morning at 6:20 on Dixie Country. So congratulations. He's now award-winning outdoor reporter now. So I'm mighty proud of the G-Man. All right, that's about all I got. Let's get into the Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report, and we'll start off with the catfish and the Stacy Smackdown Gaston's back in action, son. Him and old Joey Kirby been catching them. I don't know where they are. You know where they are, Kevin?
I think they said Wheeler, either Wilson. I can't remember. I watched 2 or 3 videos.
they're on the Tennessee River. I can tell that.
Yeah, he's catching them beggars, and nobody loves it more than Stacy Gaston, I guarantee. But catfishing, Joe Allen at your house the other day, we sat out there on the porch. Somebody had put about 30 jugs, and they ain't moved 100 yards from the time I got there to the time I left. So, talk about catfishing if you're coming this weekend.
Well, they're going to have to use some current. If they ain't using current, they're going to have to learn how to drag like Stacy and them do, because you ain't got current moving them. And that's what I look for when I'm doing my jugs. But if you don't have that, you're going to have to do like the big boys in them tournaments do. You're going to have to learn how to plot your course and drag them down the river. You got to cover ground. I mean, just sitting there ain't going to catch you no fish. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's nothing going on in the sloughs at all. It's going to be in the main river. And when they're pulling current, that's when you have the jugs out, or you sit at some kind of cut or junction point right there on the river where you got water flowing through it. But it's going to be a while till it changes,
Yeah.
There's no rain in sight. The river's done got low. So either you're going to drag a bait or you're going to use your current. One of the two.
Because those jugs ain't going to move if you ain't no current.
Yeah, they ain't moving. You ain't on the cover. You got to cover ground finding fish.
All right, the big news in the crappie fishing world is Mr. Crappie Expo will be here in 2 weeks, I believe. Ain't it, Shane? 2 weeks for this weekend?
No, next Friday.
Huh? Friday.
Next Friday, the 22nd.
22nd, 23rd, and 24th. So it's a week from this weekend, the big expo. Crappie Cash, y'all have a booth there. Now, what are y'all
Yes,
going to have in y'all's booth at the expo?
I've actually got a power brakes display because a lot of people want to see that power brake before they spend that kind of money on it. I've got a little display. I've got a Lost Creek Custom. I've got some rods that I use. I think John's going to have a few Outlaw rods. John and Jessica got some shirts made. I think they're selling them for $30 a shirt you see them wear. It's that SPF little thin little shirt, but they got a few of them. I don't know how many they have. They're going to be selling till they're gone, but I'll have the third-hand products, where everybody can see them and put their hands on them. It's nice to be able to put your hands on stuff that you spend your hard-earned money on before you do it, unless you physically seen it on somebody's boat. So we're going to be able.
Talk about that third hand. I found another use for it this weekend, Shane.
There you go. Let's let them what it is.
I have to use, when I launch my boat by myself, I put a 50-foot rope on it, and I let it go out in the river, and I pull it up to the bank, and I use my walking stick to step on the boat, and then I got to pull the rope in, and I can lean my walking stick up on that third hand when I'm pulling that rope in. I don't have to lay it on the floor no more.
I like it because I can lean my rod against it and tie my jig. And I've finally gotten used to them being on my boat instead of laying my rod down, stepping on it, banging the eyes. These rods are too expensive to be doing that. So it's nice to just be able to prop it up on that third hand and, and when you're hunting fish or when you're just tying a jig on.
Leon said he read somewhere where they're starting to lower the lakes above us, and maybe that'll give us a little current soon. If it don't rain, that might be right.
Well, y'all got a winter drawdown.
Are you going to have those crappie cast straw hats up there on sale? Because I'll drive all the way up there.
No, I got you. As a matter of fact, hang on just a second there, Joe. Hold on just a second. Y'all continue on. I'll be right back.
Hey, Kevin, you see your number one fan is on here. He says, straighten your hat up.
I reckon I got
Brian Cannon says, straighten your hat up.
Cannon, oh my goodness.
I was going to say, I can't straighten mine up. My head's crooked is what it is.
There it is. That's what Joe Allen's talking about right there.
That's Joe Allen's new hat.
That's Joe Allen's hat right there. My buddy maybe one.
Hey, give him a sign a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as he don't let this one blow off in the river. I think that's what he done with his last one.
Yeah.
This is a hook hat. It's nice. He made it and brought it to me. And Joe Allen's the first one I thought of. I said, Joe Allen, he'll try to steal that thing. I might as well go and give it to him.
Hey, Shane, all right, talk about it a minute now. I got a post from the Alabama Crappie Club, Alabama Crappie. What is it? The
Alabama Crappie Trail. Oh, Keith Cole and him, yes, sir.
Trail. They teaming up with the Peach State Crappie Club.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
They're going to have a tournament in June or July at Bridgeport, and then another one in 2025 over in Georgia. Kind of have a competition. Tell us about that.
Scott Williams, run that Peach State Club. Over there, and then he fishes here a lot. Crappie fished over the years, and then Keith Cole and them have the Alabama Crappie Trail. What it is, those are two state trails, the Alabama Trail and the Georgia Trail. They're going to have like an all-star match down there at Bridgeport, right there at Miller's Ferry, where, just kind of like a little grudge match, you say, or whatever, but it's going to be, Alabama guys against Georgia guys, and then next year they're going to travel over to Georgia and use one of their lakes. But it's just fun to bring awareness to Miller's Ferry and bring awareness to Georgia, whatever lake they decide to do. And Byron Wise, Scott Williams, I'm friends with a lot of those guys, and they watch crappie cast that's from Georgia, and we talk all the time, and I think that's a neat thing.
I do too, and I sure am proud they picking Bridgeport and Miller's Ferry to do it at too. We'll help them all.
Oh yeah, that'll be a big thing, man. We're gonna have that crappie cast shootout too, April 6th. It's coming. I was talking to Eric yesterday about Eric Cagle, and I talked to John about it earlier when we was filming, and we're gonna start getting some details worked on that. And like I told everybody, April the 6th. If you catch big fish that time of year, I don't care who you are, pro, amateur, whatever, everybody's got the opportunity to catch those fish that time of year. So everybody needs to come fish it with us.
And hey, you just called the name of it, Crappie Cast Shootout. I like that.
I think that's what we're going to make it. We got two belts. They're going to be title belts we're going to get made. And like I said, if you're a weekend angler, you're down there catching 2.5 pounders April the 6th, you need to have your butt in that tournament because it's going to be bragging rights and there's going to be some money involved. So we're going to have some fun.
You need to get the big camera and we go around and video everybody for it.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I just want people to realize I've been fishing Miller's Ferry for about a year and a half now. And about April is the first time I went down there, left Joe Allen's and went right down the river. And I stomped some fish. I mean, I really did catch a lot of fish. And it was, yeah, we went that weekend, me and Joe Allen did. And I just want people to realize the fishery. The great thing about Miller's Ferry, fish is so big. Like crappie fishing, you have 50 boats. You might see somebody, but you don't have to be on top. There's so many creeks to fish. It is a big lake on that end of the river.
It is, and I'm looking forward to all that. All right, let's talk about this past weekend. Me and Joe Allen went Saturday. We caught a lot of fish, but we didn't catch any big fish. I just showed you a picture of Joe Allen's biggest fish.
Hey, I'm laughing with y'all because I got my rear end kicked too. I threw back 13 or 14, and they were decent fish, but hey, I fished. It was tough.
Hey, and Randall Sims and Travis Hudson and Frost Joe over in Coffeeville, Adam Acker over on the Warrior.
Yeah, I seen him in Demopolis.
Tore him up. And you tore him up in Demopolis Sunday, didn't you, Shane?
I caught a pretty good bit, man. I say tore him up. We had 20, but that for Demopolis, that is really slow. It's just, they've got a bad attitude right now. And, talking to Eric yesterday, they're like 2 weeks behind. And I really didn't think about it. He's saying Grenada's just now starting to turn on. Usually it's turned on way up in August. So that may make sense. It's been a weird year and it's coming. You just have to be patient. But like Joe Allen said before the show, it's not a wasted trip. Y'all mark brush piles. I'll mark brush piles. The fish may not be biting, but you can get ready. You can, like that lady I used to work with, she says she's getting ready to get ready. And that's what you're doing. You're getting ready for when it's time for them fish to bite.
That's right. Hey, this weekend, the Jimmy Billstead and Family Benefit Crappie Tournament out of Bates Landing, $60 entry fee. That includes the big fish and the launch. More information, who else? Dip McMillan, 251-747-9261. He needs to get an award for everything he does down in that area. Buddy, he works his rump off for everything.
He promotes, and hey, he better come on up there and fish that tournament with us. We'll try to share the love, guys. We're gonna have some fun in that tournament. So it'll be here before you know it too. The way this year's flying by.
Yeah, it's flying by. All right, let's talk about bass fishing. The only bass fishing report I got today from Lucas Bendorf over at G's Bend. He was on the creek bank, and he got into them bass big time, son. I was mighty proud to see him tomorrow afternoon. Here's the fruit jar tournament at the Bridgeport City Landing from 3 o'clock to dark, and I think Trey's gonna fish in it. He didn't fish in it last time, but that's what we got going on this weekend in bass fishing. Kevin, did you get to go this week?
I did not. I was busy this weekend. I wasn't able to go fishing. A few mechanical issues. Been working on vehicles, but the fish. I've talked to a lot of guys. That they peaking. They running up there trying to be fouled, and they can't stay there, and they get up there and fall. We got some unusual water patterns, and hadn't really got into a routine with the current and got the fish to go and set up and be like it's supposed to be, but they trying to. I mean, the bass are wanting to get up there and start feeding and build up, their body weight and all for the spawn. And it's like Shane said, we're a little behind on temperature wise, but I think the bass are actually pushing it a little bit, trying to get to the point, because I know people's catching some, in shallow water, they're catching them on the points when the current's moving. That daylight and dark been a good bite everywhere.
And I want to bring up, I just started seeing some shad schooling in the river. Usually we've been seeing that 2 or 3 weeks ago. Right. We said at Joe Allen's, and you could look like you could walk across the river with so many, and just starting to see that a little bit. So
yeah.
See what Ken Clayton says, the tournament director off the Bridgeport fruit jar. He said they're gonna put a bounty on Trey Wade. He didn't win the last one because he wasn't there. But What is that willow fly? Boy, it was some willow flies out there this past weekend. What's that doing to the
Have you ever seen it this late? Like I said, I've seen it in July.
I've seen it this late.
I've never seen it this late. I noticed a bunch in Demopolis.
Hot weather we've had, and that river is so hot now.
Well, Big Daddy, what's the bigger ones and the little ones? One is mayflies, and one of them is willow fly. Which one is we?
I think the ones we got now are willow flies, and the ones we have in the spring are mayflies. Now, I'm no biologist or insect expert, but I think that's right.
I know I've seen them. We got Demopolis. They were everywhere, buddy.
Go Google it. There's no difference.
All right, Kevin, tomorrow afternoon, fruit jar tournament, what they got to do to win it?
I hadn't seen the generating schedule, but now if we got current moving, get out there. It's time to start throwing them big green plugs and get on them points, and you got water moving. If you don't, you're going to get a shaky head. Try to find some wind-blown ledges, wind-blown points, stuff like that. Though I don't think that you're going to do the big fish up in the creeks, but you can in the mouth or just inside the mouth. But it's big green bug time now.
Hey, tomorrow afternoon, according to the website, and I do have it on in the chat bar. Tomorrow afternoon at Miller's Fair from 4 to 7 p.m. is 72 megawatts, and from 8 to 9 p.m. 24. So, and at Jones Bluff from 5 to 6, 60 megawatts, and from 67, 61 megawatts, and from 7 to midnight 15. So the water will be moving, Kevin. It will be.
Could have some good strong current. Just barring we don't have any kind of daggone wind affected because with 3 units wind don't usually bother it, but you get 1 or 2 units and you get a wind blowing against the current and it kind of nullifies it. It don't put the fish in a happy spot. But if we got 3 units running for that many hours, that you're gonna see some people. Somebody gonna find a point that's got the bigger ones on it and get on.
Joe Allen, look what Bud said. He said he saw a guy at Silver Creek the other day. Said he caught bass. They were around crappie beds. Beds were loaded with some bass. Now, what have you been saying? What have you been saying?
I've been saying that a lot. And the bass fish are not utilizing live scope like the crappie fishermen are. And sooner or later, they're going to figure it out.
They're those little crappie that when they go to spawn and get left, them little 4 or 5 inches, they're piled in them brush piles. If I was a bass, I'd come by and gobble me 2 or 3 of them things and move on. Yeah. That's what's happening because those flatheads do the same thing. Last year I was catching flatheads do the same thing.
And around the pile.
And big predator fish are just circling those things, looking for
They know, and if you could ever get a pattern, say a stake beds or brush piles, and you start, throwing a jig in there and catching a bass, you can repeat that pattern. So that's something to really check into.
Yeah, it sure will. Joe Allen's been saying that a long time.
Oh yeah, I agree with him. I don't care. Go ahead, Joe.
Teal season opened up last weekend. I got 2 reports. One report from Corey Ingram in Selma. He got his limit up there in Selma, but he's an excellent waterfowl hunter. Saw Grant Gaston in the bait shop. He was rigging up some weights for his decoys. He said he had a few come over him this morning, and he forgot to put his shells in his gun. Who you got there, Kevin?
That's Pebbles right there.
Pebbles is on TV.
On TV.
All right.
Yeah, I heard some people shooting Big Daddy at Miller's Ferry. I heard some shooting when I was upriver, and I heard some in Demopolis.
I heard some shooting in G's Bend Sunday morning when me and Donna was watching hummingbirds.
Old Captain Troy said he just saw a drove the first of the week down there in the Gulf of the Bay. And y'all see that video? He sent me a video getting them pogies yesterday. He got, I think he said 16,000 pounds of pogies yesterday down there. Captain Troy did. So he's working hard, and he's a hard worker. All right, dove season, I'm telling you, it has been the best 2 weeks of dove season I can remember. Randall, your buddy Randall, he went on a great dove shoot the other day. Rick Pipkins had a great dove shoot. I got a picture from Brody and my little niece Lizzie over in Choctaw County. They had 200 or 300 doves. They had a heck of a shoot over there. Crawford Piper had a white winged dove. I'm telling you, boy, there's some darn doves falling the last 2 weekends. Is this unusual, Joe Allen, for the hot first 2 weeks? What's going on with the dove?
Well, it's been, the report, I got some good reports, but I also got a lot of bad reports. There were some good spots, but some people had birds and then they left. I talked to Shannon. He's through all his fields. The birds left.
All that money he spent.
And then I talked to Robbie Huggins. All his birds left. So maybe the other people were the ones that got all the birds. I don't know. But some people got them. Some people didn't.
Whatever the reason, I don't know. In my experience over the year dove hunting, that a little cold front, and I know even if you got feed, they relocate and go somewhere else to eat. I don't understand why they do it.
It's crazy. I don't know why this year it hadn't been that cold, so that's kind of. But it's crazy.
Mornings, and a lot of these doves relocated. Now, I said that y'all blew me off on it last time we talked about it, but now I know 2 people that said they had birds, and we had a 260-degree night, and said they got out there Saturday and said they hadn't had nothing. He said, but in up the road about 15 miles, there was 3 hunts up there, and they blistered them up there. I don't know if they had them before or not.
Them doves are like them crappie, man. It's like Shane. He getting these memories popping up all week about them 30, 40, 2-pound fish he been catching this time last year.
I did. That's exactly right. I shared on Big Daddy, and I struggled. And last year, I'm not going to exaggerate, I was crushing the crappie. I mean, that video I put together, I let all them crappie go, all them 180s, 170s, 2-pounders, and hey, I didn't see one hardly last weekend. It's odd, and it does change, but I think, talking to Eric, I think we're a little behind on everything. So who knows?
I don't
know. But that's part of the fun, though, is chasing them old dad burn things. So.
You see the guy that posted on there about Bradley? I can't say his last name. He's from Gunnersville. About he loved your podcast, said he need you to come to do one in Gunnersville.
Oh, he listened to it and gone, Big Day. I ain't going to do like Boyd Duckett. I ain't leaving down here going to Gunnersville. I can tell you that. That's what Boyd Duckett did. He left us. We tried to get him to stay, and he left us. Hey, Kevin, coming up, end of this month, the University of West Alabama Collegiate Rodeo Showdown. Talk about it.
Oh, it's gonna be a good show. It got new press box, the stand, the arena's had a little bit of work done. Gonna have the jumbotron. It'll be 2 on the ground cameras, 1 stationary. It's on a big remote arm where the guys running it like it. They're gonna be showing some of the bloopers from media days. With the guys are showing the interviews. It's gonna be a good show. Gonna be a really good show. It'll be 3 nights.
It's going to be fun. The pre-show starts at 6 o'clock on all 3 nights, and it'll be a full-fledged college rodeo. Where will the rodeo teams will be from everywhere, won't they, Kevin?
I think it's 10 schools in the Ozark region. No, it's 10. I think it's 10 schools coming, but the Ozark region is our region. I think it's 8 schools in the Ozark region, but it may be 9. But it's last year Mississippi State came to the home rodeo. But the whole Ozark region will be there, and all these points go toward, qualifying to go to the NIR. It's in Arizona for the national championship because UWA won the national championship last year with the few people. They had 4 girls qualified, 1 guy qualified, and accumulated points. They won the national championship last year.
Well, it's going to be a good one, and I'm sure you'll be there. I know Rusty will be there, and Brody will be riding, right?
Yes, sir. And he ride next weekend. We had the first one. We're going to Marshall, Missouri, to Missouri Valley. Be next weekend.
Okay. Joe Allen, Dunn Sports. I know I talked to you today. You was putting guns together. They moving out of there, ain't you?
Well, we're getting a huge stock. We're getting ready for gun deer season. We got Savage rifles by the piles coming in. We got more ammo than we've had in the last 5 years now. We got piles of rifle ammo. Got the guns come in. Drake has got a new website set up for us dealers to use, and I'm ordering. Got plenty of clothes coming in. Same thing with Browning clothes. I'm getting ready for Black Friday right now. So
Yeah.
Piling in there, and I know it's hot. It's still 90 degrees, but I'm fixed to have to put all my winter clothes out, and if they ready to start shopping, it's not going to be that. I ain't doing like I used to do, like get 6 deep in sizes. I'm going shallow. So the first come, first serve, say during Thanksgiving, and that's pretty much going to be it. So, and I've noticed that with a lot of the manufacturers, with the economy the way it is, nobody's going deep in the stuff no more. So what you want, you better get it quick.
All right, Shane, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Crappie Cast on Shane Jones Fishing Facebook and YouTube. What you and John and Jessica are going to be talking about tomorrow night?
We're going to be talking about this coming up expo next Friday. We're going to be getting everything loaded next Thursday and getting our booth set up and getting our display set up. And I think there's a little over 100 vendors there. I think the gate opens next Friday at 10 a.m. It's 10 to 6.
And I'm going to have Mr. Crappie on the Friday morning live show. He's coming on with me Friday morning to talk about it. And something we hadn't mentioned, Shane, is the boat show that they're having there.
That's right, at Lincoln Land, that's right.
Where Joe Allen, if you're in the market for a crappie fishing boat, all the boat manufacturers, CR, what's that new Nexus boat, all those boat manufacturers are going to be at the landing with rigged out crappie fishing boats on the water. You can get in and ride in them. I've never seen or heard of a boat show like that.
That's exactly right there at Lincoln Landing.
Who I am, and maybe they'll go ahead and just give me a boat to sponsor and show they boat off.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, they might do that, Joe Allen. That could possibly, but you're going to have to do a little better than you did this weekend before you start representing the boat.
Try to drop a few names in there. Drop a few names in there. Some Shane Joneses and the Big Daddies. I got to drop a few names.
Yeah, that's neat, though. That's going to be a neat deal. A lot of people's going to go to the boat show, and then it's in Pale City, of course, on Logan Martin. They're going to be able to come right down 20 and hit right there at the BJCC. Right above my house here, so we're gonna be there. And like I said, I see all these names. I want to put faces with those names. So y'all come by booth number 7 and let's talk about it.
Yeah, we'll next Wednesday night. If you be on here with us, we'll talk about. We'll have a whole lot more.
Yeah, we need to. It's gonna be a big deal because there's gonna be a lot of people come through that gate, and I don't know how many. Like I said, there's 110 booths, and there are gonna be a bunch of boat manufacturers, battery manufacturers, lures. You name it's going to be there.
Cornfield Crappie's going to be there.
Cornfield Crappie's going to be there. I've got some of the rod holders on my boat. A lot of stuff that, like I said, everybody works hard for the money, and you can't put your hands on it, and feel of it, look how it's built, unless you got somebody that has it on their boat. You don't know. So there it is right there.
Well, you know what? I met Wally Marshall when he first started out. He was selling hooks for 2-turn hooks. That's the only sponsor he had at that time. And that's been back years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Met him at the Hicks's show in Laverne, Alabama, and we were doing it in a cattle arena. When me and Wally Marshall got to be friends, and I talked to him a lot during that time, but that's where he started out with True Turn hooks, Blaymore Jig Company. Blaymore.
He sure did.
That's it.
He's doing well now. All right, guys. Thank you. Great show. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, Shane Jones Fishing Crappie Cast. I'll be watching it. Y'all need to too. Kevin,
Yep.
Thank you. Joe Allen, thank you. We'll see y'all next week. Same time, same channel for the Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report.
Pap taught me every critter's track and how to set a hair trigger on a trap. He taught me to shoot, scale, and skin and make a snare with a leather strap. He taught me to be a part of the woods and all his woodsy tricks. Said you gotta walk soft on 2 light feet and try not to break no stick. I think Daddy